Uh-oh. This is a recording of a live stream. It may contain bloopers and frequent distractions. The audio and video quality may vary. Thank you for your understanding, and please enjoy.
He's looking out at the boat and is yelling at you, "Take care of them, those sturges!" While he is raising his great sword and is going for an executioner's strike for the thing in front of him, which hits and actually, splits it in half. And you see, like, boom, the wooden floor with the impact of the blade even cracking a little bit. He then just moves on to the next creature and takes his with a turning motion, takes a second attack because he's a little higher level, and tries to attack this fella, which also hits and deals some quite good amount of damage. It doesn't split it in half with the first hit, but with the turning motion severely damages it, cuts open its abdomen, and you see some like halfly decayed organs, intestines, spilling out. But it appears to be hurt quite a bit. And then it's some Sturge's turn again. So let's see. That one's dead already. So next one's coming up is actually this fella. It's turning towards you, Rune, and tries to slash you with its claws. And that's a natural one on my end. So that misses you. You just like side step as it just impacts in the wood boards below you. It keeps sticking and needs some time to pull them out, and repels back. Next thing is the Sturge still over here, still impacting and drawing some blood out of the recently deceased fella. And after you see its abdomen swelling with blood, it then detaches and geez, what have I done? Boy, there we go. It then detaches and flies in circles towards the well, and is still hovering over it though, like flying circles. Rune, it's your turn.
Grinning at the thing that just missed me, I draw my hand crossbow, draw my sax, and go in a quick slashing motion diagonally across it. So let's see that roll.
Yeah.
Come on, dice. Be better than last time. Okay, it's taking long. Roll 20 is super slow right now.
No worries.
It went from an 11 to a 4. Fucking kidding me, eh?
Not the best roll, unfortunately. Your sax, which is, I believe, a northern-style scimitar, right?
I'm
pretty much
flavoring it.
Close to machete. But you just goes wide as it ducks.
Yeah.
So that's
my turn.
That's your attack pretty much, because a turn usually consists out of your movement if you want to take it. Then you have an action which you use to attack, and you can pretty much interact with smaller object as well for free, which is like drawing a sword or sheathing a sword, stuff like that. Dropping stuff is for free, and so that's pretty much your turn unless you want to move.
No, I'm not gonna let us get an attack of opportunity on you.
Exactly, because that would be is unfortunately within the rules. If you move out of the attack reach of a hostile creature, it can take its reaction to attack, give you an attack of opportunity. So let's see. Next thing's turn is this one. Sturge over here tries to fly over Durnan's space, realizes that and tries to give it a hit, which he manages, and as it flies over him, his big, hefty greatsword just slashes through the air, and you see the two halves of that surge impact over here and over here. As this comma over here gets splattered in red and purplish.
Imagine your character just laughs his ass off.
He goes like he's in shock and looking down at himself. So next ones to go is Rurik. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Well, apparently that little fella over here flew away, so
It's
You
right
have
there.
still vision on him. You have still line of sight if you want to. It's just like flying over the well. So you could, for example, like draw one of your hand axes and throw that if you'd like to.
Now Rurik will, as the creature flies away from his reach, focus on helping in Rune and moves in there and just tries to use his kind of full run charge with his little legs, what he can come up with, and just tries to hit it with the great axe, grabbing it with both hands.
Sure can do. Roll an attack roll with your battle axe, please.
Remember, we dwarves are natural sprinters, very dangerous over short distances.
Keyword short.
Oh man, what are those rolls today, guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
The
These
11
dice are cruel.
unfortunately does not hit. You kind of aim for its figure, but it closely dodges, makes a sidestep, and comes back to you with the slithering. Close, and your blade, your axe hits, sinks deep into the wooden flooring. You crack it out, and are still ready to go, but unfortunately another miss. So that's your turn, I presume.
Is there anything else I could do?
I'm not sure. You can still like draw a different weapon or stuff like that. Just asking. You can
I would,
square.
as I see that I misses that creature and draw my axe out of the floor again, I would then, just to be sure and kind of safe feeling, grab my shield and be like they're standing ready to.
Exactly. For example, you could draw your shield. Why not? Sure. All right. Then it's the group innate for the commoners. So let's see. They will attempt to flee and walk back as far away from these nasty little creatures as possible. Some of them are gathering back here, and the other guys are pretty much out of danger already, apart from the dead fella, obviously. Nothing can bring him back at this point. He's empty of blood, unfortunately. Anyway, next thing to go would be this flying fella over here, which
is attached to the guy still.
that is true. He was attached to Durnan and is automatically hitting him and drawing blood, which is you see him flexing his muscles to minimize the damage, and he's like grunting at this creature. He's a very tough fella. He doesn't seem to be hurt by it.
Too much.
Too much. It deals damage, but he's seen some shit. All right, Tamron, it's your turn. You're over here.
Okay. I don't need help or anything, by the way. I'm so cool, Tamron. This thing stuck to me. I got this. Don't worry. Go save Rune and Rurik. They need help.
Sure.
All right. So since someone can't handle a little mosquito, I reached into my bag because obviously I've taken the steps around so that I can get a good view of everything. I've already reached into my bag to get my bow and my quiver ready, and I take aim. Is it am I looking to hit this? Is that
I-
the one that's attached?
If you're talking about
Yes.
Blath,
I think this.
Blath has one attached to himself over there.
Oh, sorry, I can't tell from the image.
It's very small.
Okay, well, either way, I'm taking aim at whatever is trying to bleed you dry.
Okay.
And
Roll that longbow.
I'm going fire. I think it's a short bow.
Don't hit me.
Oh, short bow.
So at the thing attached to Blath, that is, right?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Make an attack roll for that.
My head's attached to me. That's not the thing I'm looking for. Just saying.
If you missed, can you at least?
Just saying.
So attack roll. How do I do?
In-
Do I just click? Do I just click the short bow in my?
Yes.
This
Yes.
short bow up, not in the inventory, but under attacks and spellcasting. But yeah, natural 20. Critical
Wow.
hit.
Dang.
That's critical.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the chosen one.
Now in the chat, click short bow, and it rolls the damage. In the chat. There we go, 10 damage.
Oh, dang.
Wow, that's a really, really nice hit. A perfect hit even. You pull out your short bow over the table, and the arrow just splits and just fetches the sturge off Blath's shoulder, and is actually pulling it out and pinning it over here to a pillar. In the distance, as you reach for the next arrow and give him "You're welcome." Nice one. Cool shit. Still want to move? Can still move your full 6 squares if you'd like
Yeah. So, in terms of enemies that are left, we've got this nasty ass zombie ghoul, this nasty ass zombie ghoul. We got this guy who's hovering over the well. Is that everyone that is in my vision?
There's also,
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's one attached to one of these hovering things too.
Oh, this
Yes.
guy here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I've already attacked. I can't like sacrifice my movement to then try and attack
No.
the one that's over
No.
the well.
So
Just one.
each turn consists out of your movement. You can move up to your movement speed for free, pretty much.
Okay.
Then you can take your action to do stuff. You can stagger your movement as well and move a little, then attack, move some more. But otherwise, that's it for now. You get more options later on when you level up. But
Okay.
for now, that's pretty much it. If you want to move, you can still move.
All right. Let's see.
6 squares, that would be your 30 feet. Alright.
Okay. And that's me done.
Alright, so that was your turn. Next one is Zraythas.
Alright, so I've been looking at my spells. I am able to cast a mage hand.
Yes, that's a cantrip of yours.
What I wonder is, because it says I can control it if it stays within 30 feet of me,
Yeah.
if I cast this,
Yeah.
can I also have a second attack on my turn by having it attack as well? By throwing stuff?
No, because unfortunately the cantrip, like controlling the thing, would cost your action. Because you are like mimicking its motions.
Yeah, but it says it, like, I don't have to cast the spell again. I can, oh wait, yes, it takes my action.
Yeah.
Nah,
It
never
says on
mind.
the spell usually.
Nah, yeah, never mind.
No worries. No worries. But you could, for example, cast it and try to yank off the thing attached to Durnan, for example. So how spellcasting works is you have like spell slots which you use for your magic missile already.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a second one at level 1. And then there are your cantrips which you can cast how often you want. So mage hand is one of them, as well as like your ray of frost. So if you want to shoot something, the ray of frost is pretty much your magic auto attack for now. But if you want to be creative, you can also like use the mage hand, obviously. For example, to pull the thing out.
Alright, I think I'll just go with Ray of Frost then.
All right.
This target.
All right then. Make an attack roll with your ray of force.
Let's see that.
Okay.
Jeez. Nice.
Nice. 21.
That's a 21 that hits, obviously.
Ooh,
And
a nice
7
damage.
cold damage, as you see again, as he is. The blue crystal in the Zraythas' staff is glowing slightly, and then there's this misty, energetic blast of cold energy that hits this creature and pretty much freezes it in place. You hear this squeaking, painful noise, and it tries to fly away, and mid-air gets crystallized in a cold clump of ice, and then plopping to the ground. The ice is shattering, and there's this, limp body of Sturge at the ground.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Would you still like to move if you want to?
Nah, I can still hit everything from here, so.
With a nice oversighting position as you one turn after another throw a barrage of arcane energy. Alrighty. Next thing to go is the fella over here who turns to Durnan and tries to slash him with the claws. So let's see how that goes. That's a natural 2, so a 7 to hit. That does not hit him. Just goes wide, dodges the 2 slashes, takes a step back, and flies back. And while doing so, looks back to you, Zraythas, and giving you an acknowledging thank you. Then it's Blath's turn.
Right, so we got... Is this the last flying bastard?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
It's about to get away with its blood that it got from the guy it killed.
Yes,
Don't try to jump after it.
I'm into smacking the undeads, 'cause that's my thing, but I'm gonna get rid of the last flying bastard. So I'm gonna throw my longbow
Don't
again.
jump down the well.
I must stay on this table. It's got like clearly it's a little bit wobbly, but of course I'm good enough to hit. Wait, no. No.
Don't jinx it, man.
I'm just
Don't
shooting.
jinx
I'm shooting.
Come on.
Alright
I
then.
promise, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I know. Roll 20 is super simple.
No worries. While you draw and aim your longbow, you hear from the well, echoing from below, a little more of the.
Oh, fucking hell!
Oh man, feels bad. Yeah, you hear more humming sounds from within the well, echoing upward. That distracts you, and your arrow just goes wide, unfortunately.
I turn to Tamron. It's your turn to hold something still for me.
All right. On
Do
top
I still
of,
got a movement?
you still have your movement, yes.
Okay. So is this thing gone or it's still hanging there, right?
What do you mean?
The one I just shot towards. It's still there.
Yeah, it's still like flying circles in the air, pretty much.
I think I know.
I'm deciding this table is bad for my aim.
Good
So
take.
I'm gonna hop down. Nah, screw this. I'm mad. I'm gonna stand right there.
All right.
I can't possibly miss 6 feet or whatever.
Can I advise you against that?
Give me your compelling speech.
Well, you missed because you heard more humming from the well, so you better get away from there, right?
Or you could be curious and look down.
He could also just charge in there.
Geronimo! So anyway, Blath want to stay there? Or move away? Your call. Otherwise this ends your turn, right?
Bloody lizard man. Okay, I'm gonna jump behind here instead.
Alright. So you move backwards. At the end of your turn, at the start of the next combat round, you hear more creatures coming from within the well, coming upwards, and you see more grasp of these humanoid creatures, as well as this is the, I'm gonna mark him red because this is the one who already has blood in it, but some more flying creatures.
Welcome to D&D. This is no walk in the park.
Here we go. Added the initiative. They are in the round now as well. Top of the round is still Durnan, who is taking an attack at the undead creature over there. And with its first one, just goes wide as the undead creature dodges. Second one, however, hits, and hits pretty good. As he was fainting, like the first attack comes back down, it's just like whack. Great sword is coming down, splitting like the abdomen of that creature in half, as it goes down like 20 centimeters to where the heart would be, and he's just yanking it out, and the creature goes limp, sinks to the ground, and appears to be dead for now. He looks over, takes the situation, sees more claws coming up the well, and is looking towards you guys over there and is shouting, "Get some lamp oil and burn these motherfuckers!" As he moves over here, tries to look like a wall, and protected patrons hold the ground. Anyway, next thing is this little buddy trying to climb out of the well. Does not do the best job, but still has enough movement left to go to you, Blath. Shit. Can't attack you, however, because it's used its action. Next one is this fella over here with flying rounds and tries to... No, actually it will only go to you guys as you are fighting, trying to slash the ghoul. It will try to attach to Rurik. With a 21 to hit, it manages to do so. Because it is higher than your armor class, and it then deals 6 piercing damage as you feel this spike entering your back, and this like weird ass sucking noise. Quite nasty. Just as you're distracted by that, you see the ghoul, as you guys know, your blood hunters in front of you, slashing out towards your comrade. With a 16 to hit. I think that hits, right?
Let me check. Yeah, just barely, but it does.
Wow. Alright. Quite unfortunate. That is not too much damage. That's 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
From the claws. However, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, here we go. Come on, dice. Be nice. Nope.
Whoa.
They're not nice. My dice hate me today. I have
You
not a
see
figure roll
Rurik
content.
next to you, your pal just from the impact of the claws just tensing up and appears to be unable to move, paralyzed. So let's look for a nice thing which could imply that you are paralyzed. Let's see. My way to go would be... let's go with the heart, whatever. There are some chains around it.
Oh, lovely.
Your heart is chained.
I'm not in love with that thing.
You've been charmed.
Blood-filled mosquito-like creature is flowing circles and is now descending into the well, disappearing from your view. Rune, it's your turn after that.
Well, I'm paralyzed.
You're paralyzed. You feel all of your tensed up. The only thing you can move is pretty much like your eyes as you look out and about and try to break off the effect. Make another Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh, that's better. 15.
Hey!
It takes you some strength, but with a strong break out of the paralyzing.
You will pay for this.
But that's the end of your turn, however.
Yeah, he crouches at him.
Next thing is fella over here who is flying towards you guys. Just way over Vernon, who is following that and is trying to attach to you, Zraythas. With a natural one, however, it just goes wide, flies over you as you duck, which is not so noble, but sometimes it's smart. It flies over you and comes back around, hovering near you guys. Then there's another creature trying to climb out of the well. Does not do the best job out of it because only has its movement left to get next to Durnan, but not attack him. This fucker is dead. Then we've got another Sturge. Who is trying to attach to the undead creature. Which it does. And sucks some blood out of it.
Nice.
Commoners, well, evacuate a little bit further away from the action, as there are more flying creatures coming up. Ah! There's still some women in the distance screaming. Rurik, it's your turn. What would you like to do? At your back, there's still this thing attached to you and leeching blood out of you.
Can I hit it even though it's like at my back?
I would say it has, like, hitting at his disadvantage. You can try to grab it and yank it off it if you like it. But hitting it with your axe without hurting yourself is pretty difficult.
I'll just, as I see Rune getting out of his paralyzing stance and see that moment that he's kind of doing okay again, I give him this look and nod like back to over my shoulder that he should take care of that nasty thing.
I was about to do that.
Sucking on my back and just go forward and try to slash that bastard in front of me.
Alrighty then, make your attack roll with your battle axe.
Battle axe. This time one-handed because I've now a shield and a
because
axe.
you've got your shield out.
Oh, come on. So close!
Started at 20 there, and you just like, from this, like, shooting pain in your abdomen just like hinders you. It's like, just goes wide, Ghoul steps aside.
The guys are not on our side today.
It's a critical almost.
Better times will come.
A natural close one.
Can I, with my extra thing, kind of try to, because I'm like dwarf small, hide behind my shield? So if it kind of lunges at me for missing it?
You are behind your shield, yes. For flavor-wise, you hide behind your shield like, oh shit, cover up. No worries.
Okay.
Next Sturge from the well is flying over towards Tamron and is trying to attach to him. Which he does with 19 to hit. Your armor class is a 15. Yeah, that hits. So as you were still having your longbow out and about, aiming for that other thing, just released your arrow towards the Durnan thing from last turn. You just hear that whooming noise as you feel like this shooting pain in your forearm as it pierces you, and deals 5 piercing damage, and sucking out life force Alrighty.
Okay.
It's directly your turn after that. What would you like to do?
All right. Oh boy.
Can do this, Tamron.
Gonna mark down the damage on your character as well, right? -5 to your HP.
Yeah, so
So, you
I'm
know.
quite low.
Yeah.
I can't ignore it, otherwise I'd lend aid. And go for a critical strike straight into the skull of the nasty beastie.
Alright, sure. You quickly draw a dagger and try to make a stab attempt. Roll an attack with your dagger. So you just click the dagger as well. At your character sheet. Otherwise, you can just roll a natural, like manually, a d20. But yeah, you managed. Nice. It's a 22 to hit, without problem. Now click the dagger in the chat for damage.
Come on, boys!
Yeah, without a doubt. It's just like from the side, slash through it and rip out, cut it in half, and rip out the abdomen. There's only the string, the little head attached, still sticking in your forearm. The rest splattered out and about, and you draw it out and yank it to the ground. Nice one. What would you like to do after that? You still have your movement if you'd like to move.
Okay.
Be aware, you're next to another thing.
Yeah.
I was just hiding.
Don't come over here and steal my kill.
So yeah, moving
Is
now
it
would
is
be,
it
would be
is it safe to
stupid.
assume that just like on the table we were sitting at, there are oil lanterns on every other table in the tavern?
Yes.
Oil lamps or whatever. Okay.
Yes. But if you move now, you would. Fen is absolutely right. You would receive an opportunity attack from this sturge potentially, so it would have a risk. Just so you know, one could avoid that by taking the disengage action, or later on you can do that as a bonus action. Not yet, unfortunately. So it would receive an attack of opportunity. So staying where you are is probably the smartest thing to do at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's safer, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now it's
I'll stay.
what's that already? Zraythas, it's your turn.
All right.
Finally, once again.
So I will attack this search with I think I'll just hit it with my quarterstaff.
So, for example, if you would, all right.
So you're not
Nice.
gonna spirit bomb?
Nice.
Jeez, that's a nice hit. As it just like hovering next to you, you just go whack, like a Gandalf stuff punch, just like it just like it's like dizzy for a moment and then
Roll the damage. I want to see if you kill it in one blow with your quarterstaff.
I think he does.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely,
Yes.
Holy.
absolutely. We like you
MVP.
crack its. I mean, it only has an exoskeleton. You just like whack, crack that open. So no problems there. That thing is dead as it could be. Now you guys are safe to move if you'd like to.
Can I move too, or is it just him?
No, only him, unfortunately.
Okay,
You
cool.
can only move on your turn. You can
I'll-
on your next turn, however, move to. this
I will. Wait, how far exactly can I move from?
From there, so you guys can take your measuring too. I mentioned that. I have seen you guys
wait.
using that. If you
It-
start dragging your thing and hit the right mouse button, those arrows appear, and it automatically measures to where you want to go.
Okay, and I can go 30 feet, right?
Exactly. That's
Yep.
6 squares. If you want to move around, you can hit another right mouse button and set a waypoint for it to move. Once you release it, we also can see where you want to go. Exactly like that. Perfect.
All right.
So you move over there. Nice. So then that's your turn. Laugh.
Right. So I'm engaged with this thing here.
Yes.
Okay, but our relationship's turned sour, so I'm going to go for the throw with my short sword.
Sure. Yeah, you just like draw your short sword and go for it. Make an attack roll.
I'll slash super hard. Oh god.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That
gonna hit,
hits.
hopefully.
Nice. 15 to hit.
Okay,
Hits.
sweet.
And roll damage.
Then damage plus 2.
Yep.
Exactly.
And then-
we add 2 on
Oh,
that, so that's
boy.
11 piercing, right? Wow. Not fucking bad.
That's roll.
That was our.
Devour this, motherfucker!
You not necessarily have fought ghouls before, but you're familiar with undead, and you know how to hurt them.
Go
And that
for
is
the
usually
head.
the head, and you just like yank off a part like where its ear is, like to the side of that, and just like chunk off a chunk of flesh, just like click, and there's a lot of blood and gore. You can still like move a square to the side if you want to move over there, maneuver a little.
Does it get an opportunity attack, or...?
Only if you leave.
No, if you move out of its reach. So
Okay.
same for
So,
you guys. Just
if
you
I move over here, is this gonna be some sort of like half cover or something, or...?
Not necessarily, depends on the point of view where you are. For ranged fighters, it would most likely be. Just want to move you
No,
off the corpse of the search. That's the thing. You're fine.
Wait, sorry, I kind of lost you there. My internet's going weird.
No worries. That was
Okay,
pretty
I'm
much
gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some better cover behind this table here.
So it is Durnan's turn, who tries to take his great sword. With his first strike, hits, even if it is closed, and sinks it into the undead flesh of that creature, afflicting, dealing a big amount of damage, and then coming back and going for another one, hitting again, and with that, pretty much splitting it in half and killing that thing outright.
Respect.
Pulls it out, and moves over here. Come here, you fuckers! He yells.
You gonna steal my kill?
He might be.
As it is. Ghoul is turning towards you, but getting distracted by the yelling. And turns around and tries to jump at him and hit him. But Durnan just like was natural 4, so like a 9 to hit, and thing jumps forward. Durnan just grabs it at its throat and tries to claw at him, throws it back towards you. That's the ghoul's turn. Next thing is the guy over here, which is still attached to you, Rurik, and is automatically draining blood from you, and that's actually 6 piercing damage as it sucks you. Almost.
Rurik shouldn't look good anymore, unfortunately.
Next thing who goes is the ghoul over there who tries to go for you.
Before you go for the attack, I will use my force as I see him going in as a blood hunter and put the spell on him, the blood.
Disadvantage, the blood curse of the
eyelids.
Yes. Nice. Interesting. All right. You are clearly suffering as you see the ghoul trying to go for Rune once again, who just got out of the effect of the paralyzation, and tries to go for it. You inflict with your blood curse, reach out, speak some dark, almost abyssal language, as his eyes just go black, and it has to strike blindly. And thanks to your disadvantage, that's only a 15 to hit, which barely misses
past my face in the air.
Just like it was a centimeter short. Nice job.
Nice.
Alright, and then it is Rune's turn once again, as you see the ghoul questioning itself and its abilities as it walks, wondering, looking down, gaining its vision.
I gonna first repay the kindness by trying to attack the Sturge, like flicking my blade to the side, trying to hit that thing on Rurik's back.
Go for it.
Come on, dice, give me a hit for once.
Yeah.
Come on.
50. Yes, nice.
Roll damage.
It takes
Get him, Rune! Get him!
7 damage.
Yeah, with the sax, you just like yank it off and split it in half, and the blade, the hit even has so much impact as it draws out the spike out of the back of your ally.
Nice.
And it drops down to
Cool,
the
that
ground.
face.
Flicking the blade into a backhand hammer grip, he is glaring at the thing, and actually, since his brother already used his ability, he's gonna use the, as my bonus action, the Blood Curse of the Bloated Agony on that thing in front of us, on the ghoul.
Interesting. That is a bonus action as well?
Mm-hmm. It's
Nice.
also as a bonus action. You curse a creature that you can see within 30 feet.
Ah, I see. You picked it
It
in the
swells up, and so it has disadvantage on strength and dexterity ability checks, and suffers 1d8 necrotic damage if it takes more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. Well, that's not really, but I'm just want to use it.
More than one, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Kind of hindered is, although I'd say it makes, because it is 2d4 damage, right? I would consider that as like two swings. So it's let's say the attacks trigger that. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Nice. You speak abyssal. You give your fella a grin, and speaks and you see the ghoul just like swelling up with these little bubbles, boom, 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 almost pumping with. It appears to be like purple greenish liquid all over its body, as it even this undead creature seems to suffer from the agony inflicted. Alrighty then.
Nice.
That was your turn then, I presume.
Yes.
Remind me
Actually,
to never
I'm
get in a
also-
fight with one of these witches, because damn.
I'm gonna move around it just to flank it, so we are just using a
Yes,
tactical
sure.
approach here.
Sure. Thing over here, Sturge is there trying to attach to our little Durnan again, which he easily manages to. Pierces him once again inside his shoulder, and he's like, getting a little bit fed up with it, but still is doing all right. Yeah, civilians are staying out of reach. Nobody of you seems to be down or at risk of losing its life, so it's Rurik's turn once again. Mr. Dwarf, what would you like to do?
Since I got nearly drained out of my life, he takes the moment as to kind of focus a little bit on his pain, and uses his dwarven skills called Dwarven Fortitude to heal himself, if I understood that correctly.
Yes, thing is, you can ping it out in the chat as well. That's how it works. Pretty much there is. I explained how a turn in combat works, right? You have your movement, you have an action, bonus action, and like free action, right?
Mhm.
You have the ability everyone has to take the dodge action, which means until your next turn, you just inflict disadvantage on all attacks that are made against you, because you're trying to dodge shit. And once you do so as a dwarf with your fortitude, at that moment you may regain hit points when you do that. So you
you
take
may
the
roll
dodge
your hit dice.
action and then can roll your hit dice, which usually are used at a short rest to restore hit points. But you just regain them if you take a little break, just like
So only
second
if
wind
he
from a
attacks
fighter.
me.
No. When you take the action, you now take the dodge action, can roll your hit die and heal yourself. Pretty
Okay,
similar then to what fighters do.
Just
Pretty much.
click
in
on hit
combat.
dice in the character sheet, and it should allow you to roll it. It says how many you want to roll, I think, maybe.
Okay, hit dice.
There you go. You heal 7.
7 hit points.
Nice.
as you're just like jumping back and forth, like enjoying pretty much the combat as you're out and about, like smashing your axe against your shield. Come on, mate, come on. Getting back into the fight, raising morale and healing yourself for the process. All right, but that's your action. So I could maneuver over here so that you get like a flanking position for the ghoul. Because if you're on like opposing sides of a creature, you get advantage. Obviously, there are creatures who are immune to that, but it doesn't appear to be here at the moment. All right, that thing is dead already as well. So let's move on to Tamron. It's your turn.
Okay. So we've got two nasty ghoul zombies left, and one winged beastie.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna take aim.
At whom though?
Don't steal my ghoul. Yes.
This winged one, because I know that you wanna end the ghoul's life with your own hands. So I'm gonna take aim at that guy.
All right.
I'm just quickly wondering. Let me open it back up. Sorry. How do I effectively employ the use of my sneak attack?
You just roll.
Is it naturally already added into my rolls?
No, and then you have to add it on top and at the end.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna use it to try and execute.
So how it works is pretty much you just roll your normal attack and add the damage once you hit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you roll for hit then right now with your short bow.
So we go short bow.
And you miss. I assume.
Unfortunately, goes wide. And I mean, you had a good hit already today, but since it's attached to Durnan's body and he's just like yanking around, you have a hard time hitting it, taking aim.
Okay.
So it just goes wide. Want to stay where you are?
No, I'm gonna reposition.